Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're flying, well, I wanted to show you the best aircraft of 2020 and 2024 for multiple reasons. Now it does say it's a cruising speed of 460, a max altitude of 39,800 feet, a range of 5,000 or 3,500 with this variant. This variant is the IAE SL. And of course, this one is another one here. This is the engines of the CFM. You get two different variants of this aircraft, with winglets or without. I like it with winglets. You get more range, and I guess it's a smoother sailing, so to speak. So I'm just going to show you. These are more of my favorite engines here. I guess this is more of your standard Airbus, but I like the way these IAE engines sound. So let's give you an example of this plane. I'm going to show you how easy it is to start. So this is my sim brief, right? So what you do here is you basically just go and find the aircraft type that it is. This is how I do my flight planning. So I'm going to show you a quick overview of that. So first off, let's go to A321s, right? Or is this, yeah, A321s. And then we go to default part, and then you just find the variant of the aircraft that you're flying. So right now, it's chosen for the IAE, and it's the SL right here. So the SL is the wing type right there. So we put that in. We're going from, we'll go from here, KROA to San Antonio, and then you just click that. And then what we do is we go save variant and save, and then we go up here and click that. I'll show you how easy and fast it is to load this aircraft, okay? This is the most reliable and best aircraft that I had in Microsoft Flight Simulator as far as aircrafts go. So then I'll just go ahead and pop up this window here. And once you have your flight plan put in, you go ahead and press import chart. And that will take you to this screen here. And this aircraft actually runs off a separate server, so it updates and you can do all that stuff. So we could depart this location here, and then you just add that. That's all I pretty much do, and that will connect us out off of 16 runway. And then for the arrival, I just do this. I find the arrival before I take off. I usually find whatever's in the green here. You could do an ILS approach if you want. And you click that. That looks good to me. And then that will connect the rest of our waypoints all the way to the runway, which is going to be 04. And this is all our transition and information we put in to our flight management system. So we'll go ahead and click here. And the cool thing about this plane, we'll jump inside. You just go to your chart here after you do that. And if it's connected to SimBrief, you can click here. And there it is. There's your flight plan. And all you do is move over to load aircraft, insert, load. You can load instantly. You could do real time, up to you. I'm just doing it for the sake of the video instantly. And then you put send to MCDU, which is our flight management system, which is not on currently. Actually, we can go ahead and power the aircraft up. You just press that, and 1 and 2, and also the sound quality of this aircraft and everything that comes with it is just absolutely amazing. I love this plane. Oops, I didn't mean to turn that on. I actually meant to turn the navigational light on. So from cold and dark, that's all I do pretty much for the beginning. And then I come back down here. We have our flight panel that's going to be on in a momentarily here, if all goes well. Alright, that's getting ready to go here. And then from there, let me see, they probably updated it, right? No, it doesn't look like they updated it. Okay. So, once this gets situated, we just go into... So we did that. We did our weights, and then we can come to the FMC here, which I got the Wingwin FMC right here. So we can go confirm. Oh, sorry. We go MCDU manage FMGC. Wait, where is it? Oh, confirm. No, that's not it. Hold on. Oh, it's ATSU. Sorry about that. ATSU. And then it goes AOC menu. And then WX right there. And then message. And then insert information, which you put accept. Okay. And then I have a plan here I wrote down, which is pretty simple. So our first one is data. So that's our data. So you can go data, request, and that will put in your flight plan. The next one you go to, after that, you don't put your winds yet until you get your fuel loaded. So you go the init page, and I put my flight number, which is 757 SL. And then cost index, in order to find that, you just come over here, click that. You go into SimBrief, and the IC right there, 39, that is your cost index of how much fuel you want to burn. And then you go ahead and put 39 in that cost index. And then I just come over here. Oh, I'm sorry. This is where I find my altitude. So I go to SimBrief. And right here it says I'm going to be going to 34,000 feet. So I come back to my my MCDU, and I put 34,000 feet. Enter. There you go. It's -42 at that altitude. Next page you can go to is you put in your taxi. I always give ourselves 2.0 in the fuel taxi. Block fuel and all that information. All of this is going to be automatically put in. So what you do is you come here for departure. You click load sheet. You click the next one down here for your departure. And then you click calculate. It calculates everything. And then you could send into MCDU. And it will send all the information in here. Well, it should send all the information in here. Okay. I must have missed a step here. I did that. I sent that, right? Successfully. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I had to send that. Okay, so now I sent it all the information in. We got our block fuel. All the information that we're going to need is set. So we go back to flight plan. And then we put our departures in. So what I do is I go here and I go to the nav chart, and this information right here is what I put in. So we go to KROA departure, and we will be departing off of 16, and our MONAT4 is our transition here. And if it doesn't give you any further information for any other transitions out of here, you can go ahead and just insert that information and close the gap underneath here where the space bar is by pressing clear and then hitting the center line and then insert. And that should take care of that flight plan for the departure. Then you go to KSAT for our arrival at the very bottom of the MCDU. And then I put arrival. Arrival is going to be on 04. It's going to be an ILS. You look at the very bottom of here for your arrival. ILS runway 04. Then you put in your transitions, which is going to be ERVO1. You click that, and it's going to give you your transition down, which is going to be float, I believe it is. Let me just see where that is here. I don't see the transition is... Oh, it's WAILN. Okay, so it's WAILN. And we click that. And that is good to go. Let me just double check, make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, that's it. Okay, cool. So that is all of our information in. Insert, and there you go. That is our flight plan all the way up and all the way down to the ground. You do have your arrival here, so in order to clear that out, you can go ahead and clear. I think the one above that always says manual. They break that up in case I think that you get a different, you know, landing depending on where you're coming from. So you just go to the top one there, clear that, insert, and that should clear up your flight plan. So then we can get rid of that. We don't need that. We go up here. Oh yeah, you do it one more time to get rid of that line. So you go clear, hit the line button, and insert, and that should make you a straight up and down course. In order to do that, we turn this to flight plan, zoom out here to 20. Yeah, you could do 10 if you want, actually. And then we just step through. So we hit flight plan on the FMCU and look at this chart, and we can just scroll through the flight plan. There's our way out of here, all the way out, and then all the way to the runway. Pretty cool turn in there to San Antonio. And then the rest of the information is going to be performance, I believe, that we have to type in. So let me just double check that. Yeah, so the last but not least, performance. We check our performance. This is our flap settings here for our V speeds and everything else that we need. Our altitude to transition is 18,000 feet to hit standard barometric pressure. Flaps 3 is what we need for our clean speed, it says here. And also we just have to put in our winds. So right now they want flaps 3 for takeoff for this, which is kind of high, to be honest. Let me see something here. Yeah, that's a little bit high. So the last thing here is we got to look for is the load sheet and the flight data. So we can go to this load sheet, accept, so that accepts everything from dispatch, and then we can go back, request winds, and if you want to, you can actually look at the airport you're taking off or going to be landing on, and you just type that in, which is going to be KROA, and put that in, put yes, send, request win. Okay, that should give us a request win. There's the message for that. Let me see if I missed anything here. Okay, here he goes. IRS is good. Everything is in the green. Wins, we click here. Request win. And that should give us the rest of our information for our wins. We can go ahead and click these on. Click the ADF on. And there we go. Wind data is in. And I believe if you go back, the flight plan, I think it inserts it, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. Right? Request. Oh, okay. That's weird. That's your secondary plan there. Okay, so that's a whole different one. But that's it. So this is all set up and ready to go, and it's that easy. The next thing you would do is just click this out. This is why I love the Airbus for, this is the realistic one. You click that, you do that, you know, like put on your fasten seatbelt signs. You can go ahead and put your air bleed on. You put your master's caution on, master APU switch on, wait a couple of seconds, and then you hit start. And then we can go ahead and turn the fuel on since we're all fueled up. And come down here to the start. Hit start one. Or, I'm sorry, before you hit start, you just click this and then hit start. Oh, actually, I'm sorry about that. We have to wait for the APU to run up first. I forgot the APU isn't all the way on yet. And then we can click this button here for your transponder on. this on. APU is coming up right now. It's almost there. You can hear it. But this is the best aircraft, in my opinion, for 2020 and 2024 as far as airlines. I wanted to show you guys some airlines that I really love. This is one of them. The sound quality, the realistic of this, the fact that I have the full panel and the MCDU down here really makes a big difference for this aircraft. And it's so much fun to fly this, especially when you know what you're doing. You know, it really makes a big difference. Now you're going to hear a click for a switch, which will basically engage our full 100% here. And now that this is on, we can go ahead and disconnect our ground power. So go to this again, disconnect our cones. There's our ground power is off. And now we can start our plane. So we go ahead and crank the starter on, engine number 1 on, and that will automatically start engine. You'll see this starting to run up now. And the sound quality is just amazing in these aircrafts. But I just wanted to show you this. I'm not going to do the full flight. I just wanted to show you the startup, the procedure that I use, how I do it, and how easy it is to set up an aircraft with this. So I put 34,000 feet. Only other thing you have to do is right here is just go ahead and click this all the way up. Your altitude hold to 34,000 feet. You make sure that little circle dot is open, and that will do an open climb with the rate of speed and everything in your flight management computer here. Your MCDU has all the information this plane needs. As long as you program your computer in this aircraft, it will follow everything you tell it to do. Then you go ahead and click the start and this, and that will run your engines. You'll have the time of your information for your time. It's really accurate with the time too. It will show you what time arrival and everything once you take off. It will give you a climb rate of what time your top of descent will be and all the rest of it. It's really, really, really nicely done. I love it. I think this is one of the best airlines, most realistic, and it's so much fun, it's so reliable. It did have a couple issues here and there, but very minor, and they were quick to fix it, and it worked. The biggest thing for me is it worked in 2020 and 2024 consistently in both, before any other aircraft ever worked in either, which was nice, man. I mean, I was reluctant to buy this because I'm not an Airbus person. I'm more of a Boeing guy, but after flying this one, I gotta say this is the one I fell in love with slowly over time. It has been one of my favorite ones, you know, and I mean, listen to the sound. That's the startup on this engine here. Watch. I mean, look at this thing. You really cannot beat this. And that's it. For takeoff, it's very relatively simple. You just follow the procedure. Usually for this aircraft, you want to do flaps 2 for takeoff, but it did say in our flight management system here, I think it wanted flaps. We go to performance. Yeah, it wants us to take off with flaps 3 today for the runway that we chose. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's as simple as that. You got nice lighting on this aircraft. It's very nicely modeled. You know, let me just show you the inside of this thing. That's as simple it is. It's already set up for full flight now. We can literally fly it from basically, what is this, Virginia to San Antonio, and we're good to go for a regional flight. It's that simple to set up. And it's very nicely modeled too. This is the modeling inside the cabin here. You also have audio with the aircraft. It does tell you everything, you know, like for example, when you're about to taxi and everything like that. If you go down to this computer, this radio stack here, and you hit cabin and turn that up, you'll actually hear the cabin crew making announcements and the PA. I usually turn both of these on. I like to listen, you know, for when they tell you. And then if you hit like the seatbelt sign to let them know, you know, that we're going to be going. They usually give cabin announcements depending on all that stuff. So, let's see. Let's see if we can get going a little bit here just to show you what I'm talking about. I want to see if they start making announcements as we taxi. It's going to be a hard turn, but the flight handling, the characteristics, you can feel the weight of this aircraft and everything. It's very nicely done, very nicely modeled. I highly recommend this aircraft. If you want a realistic airliner, like, I mean really realistic, in my opinion, this is one of the most realistic ones we have. I wish they made a Boeing, because this is one of the best developers that I've ever flown. I mean, I've flown a lot of aircrafts, and I gotta say, like, as far as airliners, I mean, this one is top notch. You know, you really cannot beat it. It's not too bad in pricing too. It's competitive with the other ones, and they are coming out with a Neo, which would be really interesting to see, considering how amazing they have been in the past with this one. They're very good. They're always updating it. They're always giving you aircrafts, and they give you a discount if you already have. Because I bought the A320, and then they gave you a discount for the A321 and the A319. It wasn't as much, but I think the first one, there you go. There's the cabin crew, and see, that comes with the aircraft, that announcement. So she knows we're on the runway, and we're gonna take off now. So I'll just give you like so you can hear the sounds here. I don't know what I did. I did something wrong. Probably because it's not flaps 3. Oh, I didn't set the speed brake. We gotta set the speed brake. There you go. The plane will yell at you too if you do something wrong. So you gotta pull up the speed brake before takeoff here. Alright, it's mad at me for that. I don't know why it's so mad, but it is. I probably shouldn't be flying like that. Way too steep. Maybe I didn't trim out, I don't know. Oh, we're taking off in the wrong direction too. That's probably why it's mad at me. We're gonna turn back around here. It doesn't like what I did. Definitely a steep angle here. Alright, well, don't do what I do for the takeoff. The point of the video is just to show you about the aircraft, how fast it is to set up. That only took me 23 minutes. We're already in the air, on our way to crash into this mountain. No, I'm just joking. But you know what I mean? Like, it's relatively a great aircraft. You can put autopilot on, flight plan, boom. Okay, let's say we're going here. Let me do flight direct to James. Insert. There we go. Now it should stop yelling. We're gonna start climbing. Climb is set. There we go. Climb set. Now everything's good. That's it.
Terrain ahead.
Okay, except for that. The terrain might be a problem. But it's alright. We're gonna continue to climb. We're doing alright. So that's pretty much it. You just watch your airspeed for your flap positions here. So we'll put one notch of flap up. And we're out of here. That's the foothills, all the way from New York, all the way down through Virginia, all the way to Florida. That's what these mountains are around here. So we're taking off, and we are out of here. Flaps up, and everything is clean. Gears up, flaps are up. We're good. Everything's good to go, and we're on our way. That's pretty much it. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you like the channel, please consider subscribing. This is the best aircraft in 2020 and 2024, in my opinion. If you guys think it is, let me know in the comments, or what is your favorite airliner. This is not the most modern aircraft, but it is, in my opinion, the most realistic, and I really enjoy flying this one. It's very reliable, which is important to me. And we still have announcements, which is awesome. The lighting is here too. The lighting's very good too. You can turn these off. You can turn those off. Oh yeah, we can also turn off the APU. We don't need that no more. And make sure you turn off the starter to center. That's some things I forgot to do, which is probably why the plane was yelling at me. We had to turn all that stuff off. That's most likely why it was yelling at me. It does have a light here for the outside in case you have air issues. And of course you can turn off your fasten seatbelt sign when you are ready, and pull for standard pressure, and that's it. You're on your way, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.